Welcome to lesson 9.1, measurement. Today we're going to be learning how to measure using a ruler. So for this lesson, you're going to need to cut out the paper stripped ruler that I added to your PDF attachment today, okay? And you will want to cut around the heavy black edges. There is a dashed or a dotted line that goes all around it. You need to cut up to the dark black line when you're cutting this ruler out. You will also need this paper that looks like this. And then there is also going to be an enrichment lesson that is optional that you do not have to do, but you can do it for fun if you would like to do more exploration with measuring. And that paper looks like this, the directions do. And then the work that you will do with it, this paper would be connected to it. So let's first talk about this extension project, because there's a little bit of it that I think you will find interesting. So you guys probably used paper clips earlier this year to create your own ruler. Well, long ago, people would use their fingers to measure things, and they would just take and use their finger, and they would measure the distance from one side of their finger to the other. So if I were to start, let's say I just made a strip of paper here like a ruler, and I would lay my finger down, and I would use my index finger, and I would make a mark. Then I would lay my finger down again, make another mark. And I would continue to do that until I had a fair amount of measured index fingers so that I could measure items and take it around with me to do my measuring. So this would be one index finger from this point to here. From here to here, that would be 2. From this point to this point, that is 3, and so on. And then I would have a tool to measure. Now this is very similar to your paper clip ruler that you created, but this is measuring in digits, and that's what your unit of measurement will be called, digits. So let's say I wanted to measure the width of this paper. I would put the paper's edge right here, and then I would look to see that it stops at the 4. So this is 4 digits wide. Maybe I would measure the width of the penny, and it appears that the penny is 1 digit in length. Okay, now I'm going to use a marker here, and let's say I want to measure with the marker's length, and it appears that my marker, see if we carried this along, we would be landing on the 11, but you can't see that because I did not add the 11. So this marker here is, say, 11 digits long. Okay, and it's really important that you include the unit of measurement that you're using. So if I were measuring in pennies, I would line my pennies up at the very edge of the marker, and I would put them side to side because you want to leave no gaps. So this is as precise as possible. And then I would line it up like so until I had there we go. Then I would count my pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This marker is 8 pennies in length. Now when we're looking at the actual ruler and what a ruler looks like, there's a few things to pay attention to. First of all, you want to make sure that you're using the right numbers, because as you see, there's numbers on both sides of the ruler. okay? And typically, the side that has the smaller distances between the numbers, this is the metric side. And usually it's either just centimeters, but sometimes it can be centimeters and millimeters, and that is metric. But we are using inches today, okay? And if you notice, an inch is much longer. And that's something you'll get into later. But next year, you're going to be definitely measuring with inches. But today, we're going to just do a little practice since it's the end of the school year, and we're getting to try some new challenging things. So we're going to take this marker, and I'm going to measure the marker. And again, when you're using a ruler, which, by the way, I'll pull out the easier one to see visually here, we'll start here at the 0 mark, okay? And then I will lay my marker down just like this, okay? And I will look to see what inch is the end of this marker closest to. And in this case, it landed like right here next to the 7. And that's when you can take a light pencil and you can mark it. It's closer to the 7 than it is the 6. So we're gonna go with 7 inches. So 7 inches in length is my marker, okay? I'm going to measure some kids over here to the side. So I'm going to take my ruler. We'll measure this girl, and I'm going to measure we're going to measure her height, the length of her height. So I'm going to start at the bottom here with the 0 right at the base of her foot. Make sure you can see that. And I'm going to go all the way up. Now, do I include her bow? Is her height is the bow a part of her height? I'm going to say no. So it looks like it's super close to the 6. It's a little past the 6, and it's not as close to the 7. So I'm going to say she is 6 inches tall. Okay, so today's assignment, you are going to take your new ruler, the ruler you have out of paper, and you can use one from home if you prefer, or you can cut out my paper ruler I've given you, and take it, and you're going to measure each of these bars at the top. Now, the paper includes a ruler with it. You can use it, or you can try to practice with your paper ruler. And so I will line it up at the 0, okay? And then I will see where the bar ends, and it ends closest to the 1. So over here on the line, on your assignment, you would write 1 inch, okay? Or you can write the short, the abbreviation for an inch would be 1 inch, like that. Okay, so go through and you would do all of these practice problems. And then your challenge today is like I said, this is a extra assignment. If you would like to go further with your measuring, take this paper here, and it will give you the instructions on how to make your own paper ruler, okay? And then once your ruler is made, then you can fill out this paper as just kind of like your observations. So let's say you wanted to measure your favorite book. Then you would measure your book, and you'd say that you measured your book, and then you would use your new ruler you created, and you would put how many digits long it was. If you want some examples of things that you could measure for your extended assignment, if you want to do that, here is something that you could measure. You could find a blue marker and measure how long it was. I'll leave these here just in case you want some ideas. You could find your favorite storybook and see how long it is. Here's a tough one. You could measure the distance from the tip of your fingers to your elbow. That might be a challenge. Another possibility is you could measure about how long your favorite pencil was. How about this one? How long is your shoe? How about this one? Place 3 crowns end to end. About how long are they? And here's one other one that I thought might be fun for you to try, and that is write your name on your slate or dry erase board or paper, and then measure how long your name is. Okay, so you see this last assignment is definitely optional and exploratory, but you have a workbook page today to complete, and you have this page to complete. Okay, good luck and have fun measuring.